So what's up guys, welcome back. I just got a new gimbal. I'm just mostly testing it out here today, but also I want to go on a little EV hunt once again. If you remember about 9 months ago or so, I took a walk around Shenzhen in this area, Nanshan district, and I counted cars basically. I counted Teslas and I counted Neos and I counted xpengs and I counted Xiang 1 and I counted BYD and everything else. That time it wasn't live, it was just, I filmed it, I put a little tracker on the screen, and counted. Again, this was like 9 or 10 months ago, I think it was March. And at that time, after walking for about 45 minutes, we found out that, well, less than 10 cars, less than 10 Neo, less than 10 xpeng, less than 10 Xiang, pretty much less than 10 everything besides Neo or the cheap electric cars. Let me turn this around. And I hope this is working, but we'll find out. If anybody decides they want to join at any point, please leave a comment, let me know. It seems that my VPN is on and working, but nobody's here. So somebody's here. Okay, good. So that means the VPN is working. Okay, as I was saying, about 9 months ago, I went walking looking for EVs in this same exact area of town. And I counted, it was less than 10 Neo, less than 10 xpeng, less than 10 Xiang 1s, mostly just Tesla, BYD, and a bunch of cheap EVs. But since that time, a lot of new EVs have come out. There's the Human Horizons hiphix. There is the zeekr 1. There's lots of new BYD models. So we're just gonna go around, we're gonna count, and we're gonna do it live this time. So thanks for joining, and let's go count some EVs. See what's out here. Last time I think there was about 300 or 400 BYD and other models, and about 30 Teslas or so. So let's go looking. Again, this is Shenzhen, Nanshan district. And as you can see, all these taxis here are BYD, all electric. And I'll point anything else out that I see. And we're gonna try to count. If you spot a car, count it with me. I might miss something. There's a trumpchi, the Trump car. Trumpchi, pretty cheap. I've never driven one. I've been inside of them for Didi, for taxi, Uber taxi. But I've never driven one, but they're all over the place. All right. Pretty good. I finally got a gimbal that works, huh? What's up guys, thanks for joining. Did everybody watch my old video a long time ago where I counted, oh it's so loud, where I counted the EVs? So there we got another trumpchi, Trump car with the G logo. We got a Wayma, that's a Wayma. I think in English they call it Weltmeister or something. It's like a German name, Weltmeister. BYD, a lot of cars. Every green plate is gonna be a electric car. I'm just walking around. Hello, just walking around. I did this walk, exact same route that I'm gonna take today, about 9 months ago, and I counted EVs. You might have seen that on my channel. There was like 10 or fewer of Neo, xpeng, and Li at that time. But as you guys all know, probably, there's been tens of thousands of each of those cars sold across China in those last 9 months, like 60, 70,000 of each of those cars sold. So what we're gonna do is gonna see if we actually notice any sort of difference. There's a Neo, there's our first one. There you go, looking nice. We got a BYD hand right there. Thank you so much. It was really awesome to be a part of that. I'm gonna make a video about my experience working with Neo very soon, just as soon as I get some time. Actually, I'm gonna go to Hainan tomorrow, which is kind of like the Hawaii of China. I'm gonna drive there, so I'm gonna not really have that much time to talk about that collaboration with Neo anytime very soon, but maybe in a week or two. I've counted one Neo so far. I've seen one BYD Han, a lot of other BYDs like this one here, and a lot of trumpchis. Trumpchis are everywhere these days. They're very cheap. Okay, there's another Neo and 2 Teslas. Nice BMW right there. So we got 2 Neos, 2 Teslas so far. Got an electric Porsche over there, way over there, if you can see that. Is that BYD and Neo deal official? I haven't really read too much about it. I just thought it was like a rumor, right? So that's a BYD Han. And that one's probably, yes, that one's also a DD driver. You can see he's got a black suit on with a black tie and a white shirt. Almost every BYD Han that is gray or black in Shenzhen is going to be like an Uber taxi, a DD. And it's DD Premier, so they cost more. I think in Uber it's called Uber X. There's a nice green Porsche right there, not electric though. Panamera. There's a Hongqi electric car. There's so many electrics. There's the BYD electric DD right there. So many electrics. Okay, here we got our third Neo. And we also got a Lincoln company over there. So yeah, we're on 3 Neo so far. And we've got no xpeng yet, no Li yet. Okay, so the BYD times Neo deal. I mean, obviously BYD is a really good manufacturer, or at least a really good seller of cars. Hello, ni hao. A lot of the BYDs I've been in have been pretty cheap ones. I remember when I did the little test drive of a BYD Han, I was actually really surprised at how good it was, because typically you ride in BYD and they're like a cheap Uber type car and they're really crap, but I think they're getting a lot better. So, and they sell a lot of cars, so it could be a really good opportunity for Neo to partner with them in whatever way that they actually are going to partner with them. But I have no idea what the partnership looks like or if it's real. So here we got another Tesla. Is that an X? Tesla right there. There's going to be a lot of Teslas around. There's another Tesla. Tesla absolutely everywhere. Another Porsche. We've got a BYD over here. Is that a BYD Tang? I believe. Yeah, Tang. Got a lot of nice cars in the city. There's another BYD over here. Another Han. Seeing how this one is parked and not driving around. This one's probably actually a real consumer's car and not a taxi. It's another BYD. No, that one's that's a Song. BYD Song. And this is the trumpchi. If you see this G, that's the Trump car. It's good. I finally got a gimbal that works, huh? No more shaky phone camera. Maserati. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Abby. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. It's actually really cold today. It's the coldest day of the year in Shenzhen. It's 12 degrees Celsius. It's been in the 20s most days. So it got freezing today. Not literally freezing, but you know what I mean. So that's one reason why I want to go to Hainan tomorrow. It's an island, and so I'm gonna drive my Neo there and put it on the ferry. Something I've never done. So that might be fun to try. I'll show that to you guys. I'll film it. I think it's 500 kwai to ride the ferry with your car each way. So that's 1,000 kwai, 1,000 RMB, 160 bucks. Another Porsche. Oh, I love Porsche. Ooh, it's so muddy. Alright, what else we got? So far, 3 Neo, 0 xpeng, 0 Li. And a lot of BYD, a lot of Trump, a lot of Tesla. There's another Tesla. The Porsche. The BYD. 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 Here's an electric minivan coming. Or not a minivan, but a, I don't know what it's called. Those vans you can rent, like this one right here, not electric. These two, one's electric, one's not. Those are hualala. They're like, you can hire them to pick up stuff, like move your house. I guess they're kind of like a moving van. Or like my friend one time moved her dogs in that van. So, pretty good service, kind of like Didi, kind of like Uber. But it's just for hauling stuff around mostly. Right. Hualala, that's right. Hualala. And most of the hualala are electric now. I remember a few years back when they first started getting popular, they weren't all electric. And now they're almost all electric, at least in Shenzhen. There's another one, Kwaigo Dacha, kind of like hualala. And there's a Tesla right there and another black hand. So that black hand is probably going to be another taxi, another Didi. Let's see what we got coming this way. Another black hand. You see BYD hands everywhere now. Everywhere. But they're all Didi. Alright, let's keep going. What do you guys think of Shenzhen? Pretty nice city, right? Pretty modern. Pretty clean. Lots of people on mopeds trying to kill me right now. Get out of the way. I almost got run over by all these guys. So many of them. Has anybody in my chat right now been to Shenzhen before? If so, what do you think about it? Chinese people, you guys don't count. I'm sure you've been here. Another trumpchi. I love Shenzhen. Yeah, housing price is very, very expensive. But Shenzhen, man, it's a good city because it's just everything's so new, everything's so modern. It's like moving into the future. If you come from, especially like a third-tier Chinese city or a fourth-tier, hey, we got our first xpeng. If you come from some rural Chinese city, you come to Shenzhen, it's got to be mind-blowing. I mean, it's mind-blowing coming from America to here. So, it's just a massive, brand new city. Green Han. Looks pretty cool. It's probably a private one, not a Didi. And a Maybach Benz over there. Damesha Beach. Where's Damesha Beach? Is that Shenzhen or Canton? Guangdong somewhere? I've been to Dongcheng or whatever it's called. And Xicheng, I think that's what it's called. In Shenzhen, the beaches here. I forget. Near Shenzhen. What are the beaches that are in Shenzhen, not in Shenzhen, but also near Shenzhen. I think it's Xicheng and Dongcheng, right? I've been twice over there. That's all right. Got another Tesla. And we got a Neo back there. That's our fourth Neo. The scooters are on the bike path because in Shenzhen, they're not allowed on the street unless it's a protected street. Like, there are protected bike lanes. But in Shenzhen, you get a ticket if you ride on the street like these guys are doing right here. Actually, these are delivery guys. And they probably don't care so much because they're in a hurry. But if there's no protected lane in Shenzhen, you can't be on the street, technically. Other cities, it's different. I actually got a ticket one time. Funny story, kind of. I was riding, and I usually do ride on the sidewalk, but I was on the street, and the cop stopped me, and he gave me a ticket, and I tried to pay it. You pay by scanning the QR code, and unfortunately for whoever was trying to get my 50 kwai for the fine, the QR code, when you filled out your information, you had to have a Chinese ID, a Shenzhen, and I obviously don't have a Chinese ID, so I couldn't pay it. I never paid it. So 1 Neo, 2 Neo, sorry guys, 2 Neo, 3 Neo, right here. So what is that, 6 now? The BYD Neo Talk, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I haven't really read up on it yet. I don't follow it that closely. But I do think that it could be a really good opportunity for them to work together. BYD sells a ton of cars, especially here in Shenzhen. BYD is just off the hook. So many cars. And yeah, you're right, Neo's pretty popular here in Shenzhen as well. We've got six now, right? There's another one right there, 7. So we got like 7 Neos and 1 xpeng and a lot of Tesla. And still not one Xiang V1. When I was driving around China over the summer, so many Xiang 1 and Chongqing and Sichuan and like northwest China, because it's a lot more remote up there, I think. So the extra range really comes in handy. But here in Shenzhen, you don't really need a big, huge car. You don't really need a Xiang 1. And you don't really need 700 miles or kilometers or whatever you get out of it. New scooter. There are a lot of new. Well, it's getting cold. A lot of news, but I wasn't looking. If you saw one. I think somebody just commented, asked a question, but I didn't see it. And I'm not sure how to go back to see it, so sorry about that. Ask again. So one thing we haven't seen yet is a Human Horizons Hi-Fi X, and we also haven't seen a zeekr. I've actually only ever seen one zeekr in real life that wasn't in the shopping mall, like an actual real customer zeekr. And I've seen 2 Human Horizons Hi-Fi X. So neither of those cars are all over the place just yet. I'm sure the zeekr will be. I'm not so sure about the Hi-Fi. Hello, Jeff. Somebody asked about new. Here's a new. Actually, a lot of scooters you see are, here's another new. see a lot of, oh, another new. You see a lot of these yadi. There's also one called Thai something. You see a lot of yadi. Oh, it's this one, Thai. Somebody Chinese, what does it say? Thai Ying or something? I don't know, but you see a lot of them. Somebody who can read Chinese better than me. Tai Ling, okay. Tai Ling, thank you. Hao Han. You are a good hand. Max speed of an e-scooter in Shenzhen is 25 kilometers per hour. All right, what is this one? This is a new car. I haven't seen this one before. What is that? Somebody tell me, quick. An Andreeve, Andreve. Somebody look that up. Hello, Singapore. Lovely country. Anybody know what that car just was? There's always new EVs coming out. All the time. So Endreve, Andreeve. I've never seen that before. And if you're just joining us, we've seen 7 Neos. We've seen 1 xpeng. And we've seen Noli. And we've seen a lot of other cars. Battery subscription works by you pay a monthly subscription for the battery for 70 or 75 kilowatt hours. You pay 980 RMB, and for 100 kilowatt hour battery, the one that I have, I pay 1480 a month RMB. You can swap 6 times a month, but most Neo owners, even if they own the battery, you can swap 6 times a month. If you go over that, then you got to pay for the energy consumed. That's basically the gist of it. If you have some other more specific question or you don't understand, please let me know. Okay, do I live off my investments? Yeah, basically, yeah. Hello. I haven't worked, for a while now. Yeah, I guess I just live off my investments. Like I sold my entire investment of Amazon kind of recently because it's been pretty flat and I wanted to have some cash and do some things. But mostly like I buy and hold for a long time. You probably saw my other video where I was live from Suzhou. I talked about a little bit. I've been investing in the stock market for like 20 years. I'm 37. My dad, who I am forever grateful to, he got me into it. He always invested. And back in the olden days, 20 years ago or so, I don't even think ETFs existed, but there were like index funds and mutual funds. And he mostly got me into that. So I've been buying for a long time and holding. I don't really have like a expensive taste. I don't really buy a lot of things. So for the most part, yeah, I just live off what I've saved. And I got very lucky actually because I also invested in GameStop like, last November before it really took off. Thanks to Roaring Kitty Deep Fucking Value, who I would say you probably shouldn't listen to YouTubers or anybody about the stock market, and you shouldn't invest too much money into individual stocks. But I had some play money to screw around with, and putting it in GameStop was really nice. Good payoff, got in, got out, made pretty good money. So last time I walked up there was an escalator, and now it's gone, so I gotta take these stairs. And we'll look from the top. I'll go up there and look from the top. I don't travel really right now because of the pandemic. My goal is to soon, eventually, when the world gets better, there's another Neo. My goal is to move to Indonesia or Thailand, buy a beach house, and just, you know, enjoy retirement. But at the moment, it's kind of hard to do that. And also, there's just still so much uncertainty with the pandemic, just in general, that I'm comfortable in China. I've been here for a long time. I have opportunities in China. Like you asked me like if I got, if I work or I get paid or anything. Actually, I do sometimes get some sponsored posts. Like, I haven't in a while because I don't post to Chinese TikTok anymore, but I used to. Like I have like 20,000 fans on Chinese TikTok, or I don't know, I don't really post anymore, but I used to get sponsored posts from time to time, or like sponsored trips, and they'd pay me to travel me, fly me around somewhere. But I don't do that anymore. But I still have opportunities here. Like even the last couple of days, I got a few emails about like sponsorships, and I wouldn't get those with 8,000 subscribers on YouTube if I wasn't like a foreign guy in China. And I also have my other social media accounts, again, that I don't use, but oh, I can't breathe. So out of shape. Yeah, I'm in Nanshan. Look up here, there's a horse going through that building. Anyway, there's like a lot of ways to make money in China. Sponsorships for what I'm doing now. If I really wanted to work harder, I could, but I don't really want to work or be responsible to other people. There's not a Wuling, but something small over there. I don't know. I like not having a boss, you know? It's pretty nice. And I feel like if I had any sort of sponsor or management or job of any kind, of somebody paying me, then I would have a boss. Even if I'm still just like creating dumb YouTube videos, I like to not be responsible to anybody. So I've had enough of being responsible to other people. There's another Weimar, Weltmeister. There's another Tesla. I don't know, but maybe in the coming year, maybe in 2022, you guys will see me having lots of sponsored posts and videos and all kinds of money coming in. Doubtful, but maybe. Actually, recently there's been a few in China. They're called like multi-channel networks. I think that's the same in other places too. Take the stairs over here. Yeah, I'm going down. There used to be escalators, but they're all gone. But anyway, recently there's thank you. There's been like some multi-channel networks try to get me to work for them. They can manage all my Chinese social media accounts, post for me, do subtitles for me, all that stuff. But I don't know. I'm just not interested in it. If I ever need money, then I will. But maybe at that point it'll be too late and they won't be interested in sponsoring me because I've already rejected them too many times. It's so good to not be responsible to anybody except like myself, you know? Just do what I want to do. Oh my God, what's going on here? All right, here we go. I'm not gonna invest in any NFTs, no. I plan to just continue to mainly hold my index funds. Like, I don't know, I've always done like 90% some sort of fund and like 10% gambling money. Basically like individual stocks. Every single thing I've made from YouTube, which is not very much money, I've put into Neo, only because Neo is the only reason I have subscribers and money. So I just wanted to see how it would work out. And so far it hasn't been great. But next year I'm going to keep doing that, and I'm going to give updates every month about how much I earn. I meant to do it last year, but I just got bored. But I find it interesting, so I'm going to do that. If you guys find it interesting, that'd be great. But if not, I'm going to do it anyway. Somebody asked how much is an e-bike in Shenzhen. Around 2,000 RMB for average one. If you want to get the new in IU, it's quite a bit more expensive, I think, for most of their models. All right. Keep on going. Parking lot. Here we go. Tesla. Another BYD hand. BYD hand every single place. Crawling with BYD hand. Here's the Eastern Athens Hotel. If you're Greek or you like Greece, you might stay there. Have I started training? Yeah. Actually, Monday is my day off from training. The gym closed on Monday. So I've been every day, almost every day. But I'm going to take some days off because I'm going to Hainan. Again, that's tomorrow. So I'll probably go to the gym in the morning. And then I will go to Hainan. So I'll have one more day of the gym, of boxing. And then I will be off for a while. Maybe a week or so. And there's one Greek here in the group. So let's go look at the hotel from Athens, just for you. Let's go take a look. I might not be let inside. I don't have a mask on. So you have to get your temperature checked, and you have to have a COVID test, it looks like. And you have to register, so I'm not gonna go inside. Anyway, there you go. Got a fish tank. I haven't tried the hongqi. I'm gonna drive a zeekr soon. Looks like fun. All right. COVID in Shenzhen is fine. There's not really any cases here, but it's been kind of popping back up in China in general. So I would say it's not great. Like even today, I went to where did I go? I can't remember where I went. I went somewhere today and they checked my temperature, and they haven't even done that in a long time. Like there's the temperature checks at the door of a lot of places, like shopping malls, but they usually don't even pay attention to that. But today they actually pulled out the gun and checked me. I can't remember where I was, for real. Doesn't matter. I don't know. But yeah, they check sometimes. In Sichuanbana, a place where I had my restaurant down in Yunnan, I got like one case there. And they locked down the city for at least 48 hours from now. They're testing everybody once again. And they said all the restaurants have to close again for like 48 hours. So I'm really glad I don't have a restaurant. Because I think that's the third or fourth time that's happened in the last year or two. It's really hard to make money when you're always dealing with this crap. Okay. What else we got? That's a good question, Latus. I find that everything in China is like a million times easier now than it used to be. And not because I know more Chinese than I used to, but when I first came to China, like, it was very difficult to like translate things. Smartphones weren't, I mean, they existed, it was 2012, but the technology wasn't quite as easy. Like you couldn't just take a picture and automatically translate something. Chinese English dictionaries weren't so good. Now there's tons of apps, tons of dictionaries. Even just WeChat, it translates everything for you. So it's a lot easier now. I think you'd be fine if you wanted to travel in China, if you don't know any Chinese. As long as you stick with like pretty well-known places. If it's your first time in China, I wouldn't recommend you go to like some really off the beaten path place. Not because it's unsafe or anything, but because you would just be like a sideshow, like a circus freak. People would stare at you and you wouldn't know how to communicate, and it'd be really awkward. But as you can see, like here in Shenzhen or Shanghai, nobody even cares about like a foreigner. You're not a sideshow, you're not a circus freak, and people just ignore you. And if you need help, they will help you. English is pretty decently spoken. There's signs in English everywhere. Road signs, directional signs, airport, train. Everything has English. So it's not that difficult. Hope that helps. I remember the first time I went on a little tour in China. I'd been in China for like a month. And I took a bus tour to Putoshan. It's like a little island, Buddhist kind of thing near Shanghai. Hang on a sec, Ting Ting. So, or Ting, T-I-Y Ting. So yeah, first time I was in China on a tour. I took a bus and it was like super cheap. I didn't know why, because it was like a 2 or 3 hour bus ride from Shanghai. And ultimately, it was because on some of these Chinese tour buses, what they do is they stop at some place where they try to sell you a bunch of crap. Kind of like, they get subsidized by the tourist place to sell you all this stuff. So that's why the bus ticket's so cheap. And so I just sit through like a sales pitch. Not a timeshare or anything, but it was for like jade and emeralds and all this crap. And I didn't know what was going on or why the bus stopped. When I just wanted to go see a mountain, an island. So you might get yourself into situations like that where you don't know what's going on. But I'd say it's a lot easier now than it used to be. And there's been 7 Neos, I believe. And there's been 1 xpeng. And there's been 0 Li Xiang 1, 0 zeekr, 0 hiphix, a lot of Tesla, quite a few Porsche. Let's take a little walk. Go this way, turn back around. Another Tesla. Tesla absolutely everywhere. Tesla and BYD dominate. Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, they dominate. Really not too many Neos out tonight, huh? Turn back around, go this way. Uh-oh, there's the police coming to get me. Nice street here, huh? Tree lined and quiet. Where are you from, Halhan? Or where do you live, at least? Or where you're from, whichever. There are a lot of very rich people in Shenzhen, that's for sure. Shanghai too, though. Beijing too. Everywhere. Hangzhou. China's just full of rich people. Very, very rich, and in a lot of really rough places. Not rough like dangerous, but rough, just not developed. Let's go back out to the main street, and there's some really big parking lots over there. Anhui, of course I've been to Anhui. My very first ever business trip in China, business trip mind you, was to Hefei. Took the high-speed rail, I got off at Hefei, and there was like people selling eggs like with no legs, and it was just crazy. I went from Shanghai to Hefei, and this was 10 years ago. Again, China changes so quickly. When I went to Hefei earlier this year, to visit the Neo house and the Neo factory there, it was like a developed city. 10 years ago, it was just like beggars and people like everywhere crawling around, and there was roads that were all screwed up. Sidewalks were completely demolished. China's crazy. China moves so fast. I didn't watch the video of the guy blowing up the Tesla, but I did see the headline. Was the video good? Should I watch it? Oh, Hao Han. Also, Hao Han. My mom came to visit China. Also, it must have been 2013, the first time she ever came to China. And I didn't want to take her to like a big city to start. I wanted her to, you know, get to know the real China. And so I took her to Huangshan, and I took her to some villages out in Anhui. And she had a very interesting time. I'm pretty sure she got la duzi. La duzi means like upset stomach. There's not very many Wuling minis here because Shenzhen people are rich. And the Wuling mini is mostly for like third tier cities or below or countryside. There's not very many Wulings in Shenzhen. Here's our second xpeng though. I do like the P7 actually, it's a pretty nice car. The G3, on the other hand, no. Pretty ugly. To the person that's from Indonesia, I rented a car in Indonesia once, and there was like a cop following me on a motorcycle, and I thought he was trying to like pull me over, right? Because his light was on the whole time. And so I pulled over, and he just drove past me because I didn't know what I was doing. It was easy. It was I didn't know what was going on in Indonesia. No G3 or P5 in this video. How easy is it to get a green license plate in Shenzhen? Very easy. You buy the car and Neo helps you to apply for it and register it. At least in my case. I think it was 600 RMB to do that for the registration, which is like 80 bucks compared to what it could be 100,000 RMB or 50,000 RMB for a regular plate. Another BYD Han. I think we've seen more BYD Han than anything else. Yo, yo. I'm glad the stream was working better because I use I have this other gimbal that I've always just used with my real camera. I've never used with my phone. And I was trying to use a crappy gimbal that I got for some reason for free or something a long time ago that I never really used when I was in Suzhou and didn't work. So this one's much better. And the stream seems a lot more clear too. La duzi, la duzi. A lot of people online, they complain about getting la duzi in China. But I mean, I have a pretty good fortitude. My stomach's fine. I can eat pretty much anything. I don't usually get la duzi. Here we go, another Neo. EC6. I have not seen a BYD Dolphin. Never seen a BYD Dolphin. But the DD Taxi, that green one, it looks kind of like a BYD Dolphin. They're pretty similar, aren't they? So anyway, what are we? 8 Neos, 2 xpengs, 0 Li Xiang ones. That's actually kind of shocking. We haven't seen any Lees. No, thank you. 什么意思？
我们这个是做可以拿做储鸟的，不充值不办卡，有这个券可以免费做10分钟，就在那个台子43的。
OK。
好吗？
我在直播，你要说 hello。
不用
Hello. 拜拜。Yeah. She gave me a massage card, which I will not use. I'm not buying anything. Come on now. Hi-Fi X is for sale, yeah. I've seen 2 in my whole entire life that were actually like real customer cars. I've seen a few being test driven, and I've done the test drive too. If you've seen my video, I did do a test drive of it, but I've only actually seen 2 on the street. So here's our first Xiang one, and it's a brand new one. No plate yet. I think you have it backwards kind of there, question mark. Because Shenzhen is so expensive to live in general, the only people that can afford a car, most of them can also probably afford an expensive plate, just generally speaking. Most people don't drive. Even though you see so many cars, most people take the subway or a taxi, because parking is expensive and driving is expensive, gas, or everything's expensive here. So you don't buy a normal car, you buy a Porsche or a Range Rover or a Mercedes or an Audi. Because if you're only gonna buy like a cheap Honda or a cheap Toyota, you might as well just save your money and just take the subway. Another Tesla there. You know, most people's salary, even in Shenzhen, is only like 3,000 or 4,000 RMB, like an average salary. If you're a tech worker, if you work for TikTok or DJI, any of those companies, an engineer, software engineer, developer, or something like that, you probably make somewhere between 10 and 20,000 if you're like an entry level. And then if you get into management, you start making quite a bit more. Did you drive the hi-fi thing? Is that what you're saying? It was pretty fun to drive, but that car is really weird. Like, none of it really makes sense to me. But it was fun. It's fast and comfortable. But like the things they added to that car didn't make any sense. Ooh, before I head back to where I started, I'm gonna take you down this street over here actually, because this is a really cool street over here. It's like a barbecue restaurant area, a lot of outdoor dining options, but it's like da pai dang. It's like old school China style. One of the things that really sucks about China, in my opinion, is that, especially in the top tier cities, almost all the outdoor dining and like local food is gone and been moved into shopping malls and shopping centers. I mean, you can still have outdoor dining, but it's usually in like a walking area of a shopping mall. So there's not really a ton, especially in Shenzhen, of these kind of outdoor areas I'm gonna take you to right now. So I like this place over here. It's one of the big problems. Like, I love China, I love living in China, but they've really like tried to clean up everything, which obviously is good, but it also really takes away a lot of like the culture and the feeling you get when you're in a place. Like, if everything's in a shopping mall, it could be anywhere in the world, right? You lose your sense of place, you lose your identity. But I do appreciate that they clean up, you know, the streets and make everything follow hygiene standards. So that is good. It's good and bad. Guangzhou is definitely still old school China. That's why I love Guangzhou. And sorry, latest, your question is, would I want to open up another restaurant? I think the answer to that is probably not, because although I did enjoy some aspects of it, you really find out that it's a lot of work, even more than you ever thought. And you really find out what can go wrong, like a pandemic, or even sometimes your order doesn't come and you run out of imported hamburger meat. There's draft beer. Thank you, Ting. So this place right now is all closed because it's not late enough yet. It's only 5:30 p.m. right now. But later in the day, probably starting in about an hour, they're gonna have tables all down the street, and you're gonna be able to have barbecue and beer and hot pot and all kinds of stuff. Yes, barbecue. This girl knows English. But yeah, not right now. They're starting to set up over there. So yeah, this is one of like the few places in Shenzhen, really, especially in this part of in Nanshan, in this district. So this place is usually really cool at night. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have like a successful restaurant, obviously, I think. But I don't want to be in it every day. Like, I don't think that it I don't know, I don't want to change the world because I know I can't change the world. But I feel like it's not making enough of the kind of impact that I want to make. Like, obviously, because I'm just selling hamburgers, but I don't know how to describe it, man. I feel like some things about having a restaurant were really good. I really liked meeting customers and making relationships and friendships with the people that came to my restaurant. You know, some people came a couple times a week. Some people would come almost every day for coffee. Once, you know, I started really having a business that was actually open and there was no pandemic going on. But I feel like all the stress that comes with it and having staff, God, having staff is the worst. It's so hard. And I loved them. I love my staff. They were some very friendly people that worked hard for me. But you got to always check every day. Are they coming to work? Are they late? What's going on in their life? Did they break up with their boyfriend? All this crap that happens when you're responsible for people. And so I think that for me, I don't know, having no responsibility is really cool. I wish everybody could just like do what they wanted every day. I feel so lucky that, I mean, I don't have like, again, expensive taste. I don't have things that I really want to do that cost a lot of money. So that's very helpful for me because I don't have a job. But I can wake up and I can choose what I want to do. And that's like, I feel like that's pretty special. Pretty lucky. I wish everybody could do that. What do you mean car seems crazy? All right. We're almost back to where we started. And there are less Neos, less xpeng, and less Xiang 1 than last time. When there should be more. There should be 10 times more of each of them. Simply because of how many cars have been sold in the last 9 months. So that's pretty shocking. But we still have time. We can still find more cars. Now it's almost rush hour, right? It's 5:41. So 5:41, people getting off work. Let's go see what's over there. I talked to Li Bin, William Lee, for like 30 seconds. You know, I just shook his hand, thanked him for choosing my video, letting me do it. And that was pretty much it. Took a picture. He was very busy. It was right after the show. He was taking pictures with a lot of people. I did meet his wife. Talked to her for quite a while longer. She was very, very nice. Very friendly lady. I had no idea it was his wife until she told me after we'd already started talking for a while. So I was kind of like foot and mouth thing, kind of like when I met Li Hong, right? The president of Neo. I also didn't know who he was. So I don't really stay up to date on all this stuff. I probably should, but I don't. Yes, lots of moped on the sidewalk. I mentioned earlier in Shenzhen, moped is not allowed. Moped is not allowed on the street unless it is like a protected lane. Protected bike lane you can ride on there. Otherwise you gotta ride on the sidewalk. Another electric Hualala, electric van, Tesla. So as you can see, mostly Tesla, mostly BYD, a lot of trumpchi and some other cheap Chinese brands. Weilai is the Chinese name. They also say Neo. The Chinese call it Neo or Weilai. If you actually read the Chinese characters, it's Weilai Qi Chuo. Yeah, there's way less Neo than BYD. BYD's like headquartered in Shenzhen anyway, but BYD sells a lot more models of car, a lot cheaper cars generally too. And they've been selling for a lot longer. BYD's been around forever. Every taxi in Shenzhen is a BYD. So that alone, it's probably more cars than, no, probably not more cars than Neo's ever sold, but probably pretty close actually. A lot of taxis in Shenzhen. We're going to be testing the Neo English operating system very soon. Possibly this week. Beta testing it, so you'll see it soon. I'll make a video about it once I got my hands on it. So this kind of thing right here, like jambing, this, you don't see a lot of this in Shenzhen anymore. Because like the aforementioned, what I was talking about before, the cities have really cleaned up a lot of like the street vendors and outside eating. And so it kind of takes away a lot of the character. But this lady's still at it. She's the only one. Bro, what's up, bro? Yes, only Norway has English operating system. In China right now, only China. Only Chinese. Green BYD hand. Thank you, Ting. Appreciate that. Great, Tesla. I don't want to trade in my Neo for a Tesla, no. Oh no. My mom got a Tesla Model Y. I don't know if you saw that. And there's a lot of things I really like about it. But I would say overall the Neo is better. I like the Neo better. Obviously that's subjective. But I think most people, if they got a chance to drive both, they would probably stick with Neo. Dog at home. It's cold tonight and I have my hands on this gimbal. Dog is at home. How do I see what other questions were asked? I don't know how this works. Let me see. Oh, there we go. ET7 interior. I have not been inside yet. I don't think they've let anybody be inside ET7 yet. Do I plan to get an ET5? Maybe. I actually asked some people at Neo if they would help me to export one. And they said potentially we could work together on exporting one. However, they said you might not be able to drive it in America because it's not approved by whatever regulators there are. that approve cars, and I won't be able to get a license. I know that there are a few Neos in San Jose, right? I'm sure they had to apply for a specific exception, vendor, manufacturer, whatever the thing is. But they said possibly we could work on something in the future. So maybe I might get an ET5 and sit at home. I need more money though. So if anyone wants to donate, my PayPal link's down below. You got a Model Y rising money to trade in EC6? I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I don't understand. Someone said, can I borrow the car for a couple of days, maybe do like a range test and a review? And they said, well, we're gonna have to figure out the details, but it should be possible. So I might be able to try it before it's out and try it extensively for a couple of days. I'm streaming with a VPN. In China, if you want to get on most foreign websites, use a VPN. It's funny because a lot of people say like VPNs are illegal, which I mean, maybe technically they are. I'm not even sure. I haven't read the law. But every company I worked for, well, only 3 companies really in China, but they all have VPNs built into their network in the office. Because otherwise, how are you going to do business? Like the wedding company I worked for, we had office businesses, studios in Singapore, in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, in Malaysia, and we opened some stuff in Paris when I was working for them. So how are you going to do business with your own business overseas if you're only using the Chinese internet? It doesn't make any sense. And then when I worked for the immigration company, we also had an office-wide VPN because all of our business was in America. So yeah. And also I worked for a car company for a month. One time. You might have seen my video. I called it the $10,000 white monkey job. I'm actually not allowed to talk about what company it was, but I did work for a company in Beijing for 1 month doing like a kind of like a consulting gig. And they also had a VPN company-wide. And that was in a foreign car maker in Beijing in their office. So yeah, everybody has a VPN. Every kind of business that does any kind of business internationally, any person that has a friend overseas, everybody has a VPN. It's not really a complicated thing to get. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it cuts out. I'm actually surprised how good this stream has gone. But yeah, everybody has a VPN. All right, keep moving. Oh, there's a xpeng G3 right there. That's our 3rd xpeng of the day. Tesla. All right, let's move on. Oh, let's go check out this parking lot. How about that? Maybe better for spotting cars, right? If you're just joining us, 7 Neos, 3 xpengs, 1 Xiang 1, and 0 hiphix, and 0 zeekr, and 0 dolphin, and any other car you can think of, mostly a 0. And I just snuck past the COVID barricade. All right. Got another BYD song right there. BYD song. Anything else good around here? Is that a row? Row, I think, is Shanghai, right? I'm using a gimbal, yeah, a new gimbal, better gimbal. This one is row, right? I think it's Shanghai Oh, Shanghai Electric Car Company. SAIC. This is a Shanghai SAIC car. And in Shanghai, most of their electric taxis, they're not all electric, but any electric taxi in Shanghai is a row, I believe. EV charging stations are everywhere. Mostly they're in the bottom of parking garages. And I don't want to walk in a parking garage. Not right now, anyway. It's going well. Thank you, Vishal. Kumar. How are you doing today? Thank you, Ting. So yeah, SAIC row again in Shanghai. Like in Shenzhen, BYD makes all the electric taxis. And in Shanghai, any electric taxi is going to be a row. So here's a VW electric car. Which model is this? I do not know. I've seen the zeekr one time, only in the shopping mall, Tiguan L. And I saw one zeekr drive by recently in real life. So other than that, I've never seen a zeekr. I've never been in one. But I do think zeekr is pretty cool. I want to test drive one, and I do believe I will be test driving one very soon with Max. If you remember Max, who did the Neo prediction with me, Neo Day prediction, Max has access to a zeekr. We're gonna go drive one. I just gotta head to Guangzhou again and see him. Hello, also in China. So you know, at least in Shenzhen, probably that most of these charging stations are underground, right? Shopping malls and that sort of thing. What city are you in, and what car do you see most of the time? What electric cars? Is it BYD, Tesla? Have you driven a zeekr yet, Ting? Again, I've only ever seen one in real life. Is that another row right there? I think so, yeah. Oh, another Neo, number 8. YES 8. Fujian. Yeah, Fujian, bordering us here in Guangdong. So you also get a lot of BYD, and also a lot of, when I was there last time, I saw a lot of the trumpchi and those other cheaper electric cars as well. Let me get out of here, it's too loud. Xpeng, Neo, so that's number 9. Number 4 on the Xpeng. Okay, good. Starting to see more cars. I love Fujian province, by the way, it's so nice there. The weather's always so good. Is it cold there like today in Shenzhen? Shenzhen, today the weather is 12 degrees. Coldest day of the year so far. I have seen one Neo swap station underground, and that was at Shanghai. It was the very first swap station, I believe. It was the one at the Taikoo Hui Neo house when I did a video there. It's the one where I saw the Kobe Bryant Black Mamba EC6. A lot of Teslas. Tesla. But that swap station, I do believe, is now gone. I do believe it is now expired. It is deleted. I think there's a problem with having the swap stations inside the center ring road in Shanghai, so they got rid of them all. Yeah, there's a Xiang and a red Tesla. That's number 2, Xiang. Second Li. Is that 9 or 10 for Neo? 9, right? So Neo's winning the count of the startups of Xpeng and Li. Xpeng is number 2 with 4. and Lee is now dead last with 2. But it's still beating Hi-Fi and still beating Zeekr, which are both sitting on 0. Yeah, Tesla sells like mad. There are crazy amounts of Teslas. 欢迎回家. Said welcome home to this car. So I guess I'm here. All right. Almost back to where I began. Nice. Oh. Another Tesla over there. Trumpchi right here, red one. That's the weirdest name for a car, Trumpchi. ET5, I really like the blue that was on stage. I mean, I've only seen 2 in person, the yellow and the blue one. Out of those 2, I would pick blue. I am gonna go into the car configurator at some point and pretend to purchase a car and show you guys all the different options. There's a lot more options than what they just showed on stage, even on the interior. Trump times she equals Trump. Yeah. What a weird idea for a car. Here's another Neo, number 10. You can't see it yet, but it's over there. Maybe you guys can see it now. It looks like a blue, light blue ES6, I think. Maybe ES8, I'm not sure. I think it's a 6, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell between those 2. And here's another Neo right here. So is that 11 or 12? Go back around. I'm almost done here. It's gonna get dark here in a minute. Another Tesla. So there is no green for ET5, right? There's only sky colors, is my understanding. There's like white, and then there's like a pink sunset-ish color or orangish sunset-ish color, and some other sky colors. I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure there's no green, right? Somebody double check for me. Only ET7 has green. And obviously, and also EC6 and those other cars. There's another, no, that's not a Neo. What is that? Audi? Sorry, thought that was one. Hard to tell. If ET5 had green, that would be nice, because I really like the green that we got. The Arctic green. People drive fast because usually you're stuck in traffic, you can't go anywhere. When the light finally turns green, you gotta floor it. Heading back over here to Sheko. Yes, it's rush hour right now. It's 6 o'clock. People getting off work. Gotta beat traffic. Another Tesla. So I live over here in Sheko, under that bridge or that overhang, that direction. We are almost done. So what is that, 12 Neo or so? 4 xpeng, 2 Xiang 1, nothing else. Another BYD DD taxi. Bye-bye. Work hard. Aura, we saw an Aura? I don't think we saw an Aura, did we? Or a cat? All these buses also are all BYD, and they're all electric. Is there Aurora Green on ET5? The Arctic Green one, the Aurora Borealis, same as the other ones? I feel like I didn't see that, but I'll have to double check. I trust you, Ting. So I parked my little scooter over here by the shopping center. And this is like the ultimate American shopping center in Shenzhen. So I'll show you that real quick. BYD buses aren't comfortable. I think a lot of BYD cars in general are not very comfortable. They are getting better, like I said, they're getting better. But whenever I get picked up by a DD and a BYD, it's usually a pretty uncomfortable ride. All right, here we go. So if you ever want to come to China and you're worried about like not fitting in and you're an American, I assure you, you don't have to worry one bit. Because you can just show up here to this shopping center. And what can you do? First, you can come and go to Walmart, get whatever you need from Walmart. Maybe shop for some blankets, some home goods, maybe some cheap made in China crap, just like back home. And then, once you're done with shopping at Walmart, you can walk over here to Starbucks, grab yourself a coffee. It's literally America. This is not China. You go get a venti latte. Then over here, you got your McDonald's. If you want, you can get a Big Mac, get some fried chicken. And also, you can just go across the street over here, get some Kentucky Fried Chicken. So yeah, if you're worried about like not fitting in China, if you're worried about culture shock, if you're worried about anything like that, you don't have to be worried at all, because China is just America with Chinese people. If you come to Shenzhen. We also have Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut. Oh yeah, Shenzhen's super walkable. They got things like this, bridged across the road. They got it all. Lots of stuff that you don't get in other countries. Definitely don't get in America. There's a car over here. I haven't seen this one. What is this? Let's go in there and look. I gotta put my mask on. There's always new electric car companies. Oh, did anybody look up the one that we passed by earlier that we never seen before? It was like ANDREVE, Andro. Oh, that's Arc Fox. That's the collaboration with Huawei, right? I think it's Huawei or Xiaomi. I think it's Huawei. Arc Fox. It's not zeekr. Doors closed. And that's Arc Fox. Again, we got Starbucks. And here's another one, erdvas from Ford. It looks like an electric Mustang, right? Is that what this is? Is this a Chinese version of the Mustang? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Somebody tell me what I'm looking at here. It says Ford over there. Ford erdvas. Futre. Look, somebody's talking about VPN earlier, right? What is this? VPN. Something Huaban. I don't know what that says. Partner of some VPN partner. Yeah, it's a Ford, but is this the Mustang? Is this like a Chinese version of the electric Mustang? It looks kind of like it, but I've never really looked at the Mustang that closely. Let's see what else we got. I think the Mustang's smaller than that, isn't it? But the body looks the kind of same shape. Oh, another car. What is this one? Oh, here's the Mustang. There you go. Yeah, Mustang's smaller, but the body is kind of similar. There you go. Ford Mustang Mach-E. How much is it? This价格多少钱？26.5万到37.999。Ah, joint venture with Chang'an. Okay. So the Mustang, he just said, starts at about 260,000 RMB and goes up to about 300 and, what do you say, Sanshchi? If anybody was paying attention, somewhere in the 300s. So that's roughly the same price as an ET5. ET5 with battery as a service starts at what, 258? So basically the same price as where the Ford Mustang starts. Up to 370,000, yeah. So pretty comparable price. I know I'd rather drive a Neo than a Ford, but that might be my anti-American bias. Yeah, man, I'll be in Guiyang at some point. I like Guiyang. So I'm driving to Hainan again. I'm driving tomorrow to Hainan. And I was gonna keep going and drive to Yunnan. So I was gonna have to stop by Guangxi and probably gonna go to Guizhou also. But right now the pandemic's, I guess, pretty bad in Yunnan, supposedly. So I'm just gonna go to Hainan and come back and save my trip to Yunnan for a later date. But yeah, I'll let you know. Yunnan is the best. I love Yunnan. Got a rock climbing wall. So if you've never been to China and you're new to China via my channel, as you can see, it's a pretty decent place, right? Everybody's pretty normal. Streets are clean, safe. You can do anything you want. It's pretty free, pretty open. Even you can have a VPN. But you're not allowed to occupy the space right here. All right. So anybody want to give us the final tally? 12 Neo? Is that right? 4 xpeng, 2 Xiang, 0 zeekr, 0 dolphin, 0 hiphix. And that's the final tally. Hundreds of Teslas, hundreds of BYDs. And we're back. There's a gas station with no cars, which is very odd. Usually they're packed with cars, gas stations in the city. But yeah, I would say from my own experience, the last couple months since I've been back in China, I would say that Neo in Shenzhen, more than anything else, of the new startups. Not Tesla, of course, and not BYD, but of the main startups. Oh, there's another one. Another Neo. Yeah, just keep walking all day, counting Neos. I'd probably lose some weight, right? Which I need to if I'm gonna actually do my boxing match. So 13 Neos. Hi from Spain. Hola. Hola. Oh, a long time ago, I spent quite a bit of time in Spain. I was in college. I did a summer in Europe, and I had a lot of fun in Spain. How many hi-fi? 0 hi-fi today. I've seen 2, I believe I told you guys 2 in my entire life that are actually real customers, cars being driven. Hola, da da da. If you're anywhere near Madrid, JF, there used to be a nightclub, jazz club in Madrid called, I can't remember what it's called, but it was so great. I went there like 3 nights in a row. I went there. Oh, I know the name. It's like a happy name. It's a nightclub, jazz club, live band every night in Spain, in Madrid. Oh, Café Popular. Is that a place still there? Café Popular. Look it up. Check out Yelp. Or yes, it's still there. Cool, man. That's small world, right? I literally went there like 3 nights in a row. I found that place and I was like, this place is badass. Really small jazz club. And this was like 15 years ago. I was like 21, probably. Actually, I see more Rolls Royces than Hi-Fi X, to be quite honest with you. But of course, they've had a lot more time. Oh, there's a Xiang one just passed. Rolls Royce has been along for a lot longer, so that makes sense, right? Anyway, I'm back to my motorbike, my electric bike, and I'm gonna head out of here. My arm's getting tired. It's a little bit cold, so I appreciate everybody joining me for this walk around Shenzhen and looking for EVs. So definitely appreciate it. And how do Chinese react to Neo sell-off? I don't know. When I talked to Neo owners in Suzhou, a lot of them had owned stock, right? But I haven't had a chat with them about how they feel about the stock going down. I think most people are investors, they just hold, right? They don't just buy and sell, trade all the time. But yeah, you're welcome. I'm gonna get out of here. Tonight, I actually have a training. One more thing, I have a training, like a meeting, like a Zoom meeting basically, about the Neo operating system update, which is gonna have the English beta test. So all of us, I think Mr. P is gonna be in there too. We're gonna get the English operating system in China this week, supposedly. And so tonight at 8 o'clock, I have a meeting with them in about an hour and 40 minutes. And then hopefully we'll be able to download the new operating system with English. So look forward to that. Mr. P, I'm sure will have a video first. So go follow him. He will, I'm sure he's on it all the time. New video all the time, fast, even in the middle of the night. So watch Mr. P, and I'll have one at some point. Because I'm gonna be on a holiday. I'm gonna go to Hainan, right? So I don't need to get on the OS update that fast. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye, guys. Take care. See you later. 再见 and adios. And who else was in this chat? There was somebody from another country. There was Spain. Whoever else was foreign. I'm sorry, I don't know your language. I forget. Oh, there was from Greece. I don't know. And Belgium. Dankeschön. Thai. Savadi Kap. Savadi. Kapkun Kap. Maibanai Krap. And Canada's the same. Come on. Lithuanian. I don't know. I did have a Latvian coworker before. Indonesia. Oh God, I spent so much time in Indonesia. I should be able to say something. I should be able to say something. I don't know. Anyway, I forget. But whatever country you're from, thank you. Oh, Laos. Bye bye. I love Laos. Oh, what a good country. What a good country Laos is. Even better than Thailand, Ting. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. They're the same. They're not the same. You know what I mean. Anyway, all right. Bye bye. I'm out of here before I put my foot in my mouth anymore. Bye bye. Ireland. Never been there. Someday. How do I close this? Okay, bye.